Can't ever take it slow. Got that fire roar. Wheels of fury tear the track. Hear that engine soar. Me back, shifting gears, push it to the core. Killer Kyle on my tail. Feel the tension roar. Ain't no rules in this game. Every breath I fight. Pound the pedal, scream for speed through the endless night.
Hey, Matt here, this is Killer Kyle, and welcome to another episode of Wheels of Fury. And the first installment of Look Back at Year Series 2005.
And we kick things off with 2005.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Now at this point, Raw had their own pay-per-view. SmackDown had their own pay-per-view. We could have easily did a side-by-side on a Raw pay-per-view and a SmackDown pay-per-view, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, this was a good show, and I mean, yeah, it was one of those things where it was like, was it a good idea? I mean, you don't want your pay-per-view to stick up the joint, and Raw had just as much wrestlers as SmackDown.
Yeah.
And you look at the show, and obviously we're gonna head into WrestleMania 21 at this point.
Right.
This was a pretty incredible show.
Yes, it was. There was a match that happened on this card that I honestly had completely forgotten about. We'll get to that when we get to that.
Anyways, nothing to it but to get to it.
Hell yeah.
Let's begin with the pre-show, which I'm assuming was Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah.
We've got Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly take on the team of Kenzo Suzuki and Renee Dupree.
Yeah. They were an interesting tag team. Dupree and
Yes.
Suzuki. Suzuki didn't last very long, though.
No, and I fucking hated that character. I mean, you take somebody from Japan, and I can't remember what the geisha manager was, but basically he was in love with America.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't, like, that was so fucking lame. I just don't get it. And I still don't get it. But this was a good team. And I mean, I appreciated the fact that SmackDown had a lot of international flair to it.
Yeah.
You know, Kenzo Suzuki, Tajiri, Jimmy Wing is American, but like,
Yeah.
you had the Japanese side, and you had the Mexican side with the Guerreros and Unico and, well, hell, I mean, Carlito's from Puerto Rico, but still. And then so on and so forth. But this was a pretty interesting tag team, despite what I just said.
Yeah, even like Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly
Yes.
were... That was just a kind of team we thrown together, really.
Pretty much. And I mean, look, I think that, you know, the world's greatest tag team split up, so we gotta put Charlie somewhere. We gotta put Hardcore Holly somewhere. He was a tag team wrestler. Well, let's put them together. Did it work? I don't fucking know. I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, they must have worked well together because they had won this match.
Yeah.
But again, I think that Kenzo and Renee want to be two of the best wrestlers. I mean, Renee being my age, and so 20 years old at this point,
Yeah.
and just a rising star.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Now, I mean, he obviously had some issues with Bob Holly and some other people, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
in the business. But, I mean, when you look at what he did with Sylvan and Robert and whatever, and then go on to his independent career, like, it's too bad he didn't get the proper push that he could have gotten in WWE.
Yeah.
Or hell, he could have even went to TNA, or Ring of Honor, or New Japan. He probably wasn't New Japan. Who knows?
Yeah.
At the same time, it's like, you know, what could have been, really?
Yeah. Start the show off with a tag team match for the tag team titles. You got Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio taking on the Bastards.
This was a good match. This was, I mean, a lot of both of these teams really, well, I think it was more or less Eddie and Ray really proved themselves as a tag team.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wish that okay, so they did actually get the tag team titles. And I'm like, okay, and that was fine. I really thought that was a cool thing. Ray and Eddie grew up in a business. They were in AAA. They were in WCW, ECW. They wrestled with each other, against each other.
Yeah.
You had them at WrestleMania facing each other? They were still the tag team champions. And yet you had the storyline where they were like, oh, I can beat you. Well, no, I can beat you. Let's do it at WrestleMania. And it would have been fine and good if they didn't have the titles with them and they were just wrestling like whatever. Like, really? You couldn't have anything for the WWE tag team titles? I mean, they're supposed to show off shows. And yes, to have Eddie and Ray in a one-on-one match at WrestleMania was a great idea. It really was. But the fact is, you had them as your tag team champions. They could have easily had a match. Let's say they had a match on Heat. And then they lost the tag team titles. Okay. They could still have a match on the main card. Yeah, I know it's a nitpick, but look. It's one of those things where it's like, I just don't get it. And I mean, No Way Out 2005. You look at the year before. You look at the year that Eddie had. Beating Brock Lesnar, No Way Out, for the WWE title. Going on to WrestleMania, defending it against Kurt Angle. I mean, we didn't know it then what would happen in that November.
Yeah.
But the fact is what the fuck were you thinking? And this whole thing, when you have Stephanie talk at his memorial, and she said that they would have put the world title on him. But you took a man, regardless if you knew what was going to happen or not. Nobody knew. He probably didn't even know. But the guy went through hell. And he came back. He won the WWE title. But then you put him in his last WrestleMania as a tag team champion. And you can't, like... And then you put him in that storyline at SummerSlam. A custody battle. Again, with Rey Mysterio. Like... It just didn't make any sense. And it doesn't, it still It still doesn't make sense to me. 20 years later, it still doesn't make fucking sense. And I mean, that's not his legacy is beyond all of that shit. I mean, fortunately it is. He did a lot of great things in his life. Battling his demons, becoming WWE champion, when at that time, a 5-foot-something wrestler didn't get the belt. And then overcoming the odds, doing great work in WCW, ECW, AAA, all those promotions, Japan even. But to me, this storyline right here was just, I'm glad that they got the straps. I just wish it would have been different. I don't even know who they lost the belts to.
Yeah, I don't even remember who the hell they lost the belts to either.
We have this next match. We've got Booker T versus Hayden. What the fuck were they thinking?
Yeah.
There's another guy who basically is a good wrestler. I don't even know, but there's a guy that came into the ring. He read poetry, and it looked like he ate a Michael Cole for some reason. And then he did that thing where he joined Animal and, Hop passed away years prior. Animal came back. They did the thing where he joined and they became the new Legion of Doom. And that was a good idea, but when you think about it, it kind of was lame. But quite honestly, this was a pretty good match.
Yeah.
I mean, Booker T won. I think Booker T was the better man. I think that Heidenreich definitely got his shit in, but it was a disqualification.
Yeah.
And, I think John Heidenreich could have had a better career in WWE,
Yeah.
but, wow.
Cruiserweight Open for the Cruiserweight title. We have Chavo Guerrero, Funaki, Akio, Paul London, Shannon Moore, and Spike Dudley.
Nah, McHugh, that wasn't Jimmy Wayne, was it? I can't remember.
I think it was.
But, see, this is what I mean. It's cool to have, wrestlers, even if they're not from that country per se, that they're descendants, I guess.
Yeah.
Aikido, Jimmy Wang Yang from the south, of Japanese descent. And then you got Chavo, who's of Mexican descent. But then you have other guys like Paul London, one of the best wrestlers that got fired because he fucking smiled.
Yeah.
And then Shannon Moore, who had a pretty good career in TNA.
Yeah.
With Jesse Sorensen. And then Spike Dudley. All these guys were very good in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, Chavo basically held on to the ropes and became the new Cruiserweight champion.
Yep.
So.
And I mean, you look at all these guys, Chavo, Funaki, Paul London, Shannon Moore, Spike, Akio. All very talented wrestlers. Spike Dudley, once he came to the WWE, yeah, he was still taking the crazy bumps, but like a lot of the things that he did in WWE wasn't nearly as chaotic, if you will, as when he was in ECW.
Hell no.
Like fucking Bam Bam Bigelow throwing him into the crowd and then him getting body stripped around the building.
Oh god, that was fun. And I mean, this guy has had a stellar career wherever he went. You look at his work in TNA. Now, I mean, his heel run in WWE was kind of,
Yeah.
but yeah, this was a pretty good match. And I mean, all of these guys are very good wrestlers. I think Chavo could have gotten at least one Intercontinental title reign
Yeah.
or whatever, but for some reason, he wasn't looked at that way.
No.
I mean, Paul London, when you look at his career, I mean, hell, he had a very good career in Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
But, yeah, this was a pretty good match.
Hell, fucking Paul London's still going today
I know.
in MLW.
Yeah. Check that video out. This match we've got The Undertaker versus Luther Reigns.
Yeah.
No, he's not related to Roman.
No.
But yeah, these guys, like, I don't remember this feud at all, but I remember the stable kind of that Luther was in.
Yeah.
And I kind of, well, I said this to Kyle here, like I forgot how tall Luther was.
Yeah.
But yeah, these were two big hosses going after each other.
Oh, yeah. Like, I'm pretty sure the feud with Undertaker and Luther went quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, just two big dudes beating each other up, essentially.
But yeah, Undertaker obviously won. And you know, it's one of those things too, where Undertaker, this the second year where he got back to his roots as the Dead Man.
Yeah.
And I think that was a smart move on WWE's part. I don't think American Badass Undertaker was working anyway, so. But Luther Reigns, I'm not quite sure what he is,
Yeah.
but I think at that time, yeah, he was a pretty good wrestler. He had some very good feuds in WWE.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't really ever get a title in WWE, but he had some pretty good feuds. For the number one contender to the WWE title for WrestleMania 21, as John Cena took on Kurt Angle.
Yeah. Really, I think, obvious answer. I think John Cena going over and becoming the guy to dethrone JBL at WrestleMania was a good idea. But at the same, at the same time though, we're in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the home of Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Now obviously these two go back to the Ruthless Aggression promo and match that they had. John Cena was just the new guy, and fun fact, it was supposed to be The Undertaker, but he had the flu, which is kind of surprising because he showed up backstage and shook John's hand, so I'm going, that's unsanitary. But anyways,
Shit.
this was a pretty good match, and obviously these two have had some very good back and forths.
Yeah.
But I mean, Yeah, Kurt Angle doing the ankle lock and the German suplex and all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, the referee being knocked over at one point.
Yeah.
And John doing the attitude adjustment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, John Cena and Kurt Angle had many good matches against each other. I mean, hell, when you look at 3 years prior, John Cena's debut.
Yeah, we'll just talk about that. And I mean, he even will tell you himself how he should have been fired. But because he had that gimmick, the rapper thing and whatever, and coming out each city with the same jersey
Yeah.
as that team.
Yeah, John would come out wearing a jersey of a sports team of whatever city they were in.
Yeah, you go to New York, New York Knicks, Toronto, the Blue Jays, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
And that was how good he was. And I think, the fact is, John Cena could have retired Kurt Angle
Yeah.
at WrestleMania 35, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate because Kurt doesn't wrestle. He can't wrestle no more, obviously, for medical and whatever. So he can't wrestle John Cena this year, but yeah, I mean, these two guys had good chemistry, but
Oh, yeah.
Cena. This 2005 SmackDown Rookie Diva of the Year contest, hosted by Tori Wilson and Don Marie. You can see how interested I am in this. Got Joy Giovanni, who defeated Michelle McCool. Hey, that's pretty awesome. Raquel Lorraine
Yeah.
and Lauren Jones.
Yeah. Pretty much.
I mean, Michelle McCool is like the only one who is relevant nowadays.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Joy stayed around for a while, but then
Yeah.
I think there was a lawsuit or something. I honestly can't fucking remember.
Yeah, whatever it was.
But yeah, this was. It was a different time.
True. Yeah. Your main event for the WWE Championship, the champion JBL defending the title against the Big Show in a barbed wire steel cage match.
What a match this was. I mean, you got two big horses. Once again, the Big Show. Like, Paul White is one of those guys who... He was very agile as a big man.
Yeah.
And yeah, you could say that about Bam Bam Bigelow and Vader, but when you look at Paul, Paul's like 7 foot, 500 pounds,
Yeah.
whatever. And the fact that he could do what he could do in the ring. I mean, it was bloody, it was brutal. These guys really beat the holy shit out of each other.
Exactly. And like that was basically the first match of its kind. We have steel cage with barbed wire around the top of the cage.
Yeah.
Big Show gives JBL a choke slam off the top rope. It goes through the ring. Big Show basically is like, this match is over. I'm just gonna saunter my way out of the cage, and here you see JBL crawling there from under the ring. Like, Well, Paul, you sort of moved maybe a little quicker.
Yeah. I mean, it was kind of like, okay, I killed the mistake a little bit, but once again, that's the Undertaker's thing, sending him to hell, I guess. But, yeah, that was interesting. But then, you know, you have Batista come out, and then John Cena coming out, and that was basically the end of the match.
Well, yeah. Big Show beating up JBL's after the match, and then you got, you know, Orlando Jordan getting involved, and the Bashams got involved, and four of them were beating up Big Show, and then, yeah, you got Batista coming out, and Cena got involved, and yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course you have the whole thing with John Cena and Batista going over the top rope with the Royal Rumble while Lex Luger and Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Right. The match actually got restarted.
Yeah.
And John Cena, or no, Batista went over.
Right.
So, at that time, yeah, Batista was a SmackDown wrestler. And you're like, okay, I don't know what's going to happen with that. Obviously, we know what we know now. And, yeah, I mean, that WrestleMania was not too bad. Despite the beginning of the show. But this No Way Out was a pretty good show.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, you look at these guys now, and yes, this is 20 years in November that we had lost Eddie, and, you know, this guy is one of, you know, we're going to do a video when the time comes of his best matches or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that would be fitting.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, John Cena and Kurt Angle, and just, yeah, the very first barbed wire steel cage match, like, in WWE. I don't know about other promotions. I'm pretty sure ECW and the Wrestling Council had their matches like that, but this was one of a kind.
Yeah.
Bing! So this is for the new episode of Wheels of Fury, and this year is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
We talked about it in my Instagram. We did an Instagram live.
Yeah.
And this month is, next month is going to be stacked.
Yeah, next month's going to be stacked. The first couple months of the year were kind of a warm-up, you could say.
Yeah.
We had Genesis, and then, you know, didn't really have anything else after that. And then February we had Rumble, and we just had Vengeance Day. And March coming up, we've got Sacrifice, we've got Elimination Chamber, we've got the Revolution for AEW. I'm starting to think if there was anything else in January. Oh, well, that wasn't really a PLE or a preview. You did have New Year's Evil. I had a couple things in January and February, but now then, yeah, March, you've got 3 things on the go.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh yeah, we don't stop, we can't stop. It's gonna be an interesting month. And, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I mean, it's nice to be busy. And so, I mean, man, this is Killer Kyle. We are Wheels of Fury Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah. We'll catch you in the next one.
Deuces.
Later.